Hello, dear Capricorn. Welcome to Jessica's Intuition. Welcome to your March reading for 2025. Your reading will also be released on the 19th. February is out. Let's get started right away. We have a total in February. Oh, I meant February, sorry. Your reading will be released on the 19th. February, this is for March. And we have a total of 4 portal days in March. That's Monday the 3rd March and Wednesday the 5th March. And then we have 2 consecutive ones at the end of the month. That's the 24th March, Monday the 24th March, and Tuesday the 25th March. Yes, on Friday the 14th. In March, we have the full moon in Virgo at 7:55 a.m. By the way, that's also the lunar eclipse. It starts on the 13th March, and then on the 14th March, the lunar eclipse. And then on Saturday the 29th, now we have the new moon in Aries at 11:58 a.m. and we have the solar eclipse. Yes. And on Thursday the 20th in March, we have the spring equinox. And at 10:01, we have the official start of spring. That means the sun moves into Aries and spring begins for us. Exactly, my dears. That's it for you in advance. And I would say, let's get started right away. I just need to take off my sweater. It's gotten warm. So I would say, let's start with your March reading. Always remember that the roles in a reading can be reversed. Time is always relative, time flows. And this is always about collective readings. General readings can of course mean that not everything will resonate with you. And this reading here, yes, and all the important information, all the important links. And also the cards I use can always be found down in the info box. And everything I'm currently offering can be found on my website. So then I would say, let's see what wants to come your way in March. The 8 of Wands, it's moving forward. And underneath we have the 10 of Swords. Something is coming to an end here, and you're moving forward, so it can also be quite fast. We see the waterfall in the background. So that can be 8. The wands represent a fast energy. You get into motion. One wants to move forward, to tackle things now. And everyone knows that water flows really fast. And I also have the feeling that it can happen quite quickly for you here. Maybe the energy is already here now. That you want to close something here. It's just with the 10 of Swords, and you want to move forward. You want to move forward? Let's take a look further. One card says a little bit, but not everything yet. With the wands. I find that very exciting now. We just had the 10 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. And now we have the 10 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. And my dears, what should I say? 8 plus 2 equals 10. You are definitely closing something here. In this way, the 10 of Wands is depicted like this. We see these new wands back here. You've already kind of grasped this Ace of Wands. You're already planting new seeds here and are ready for a fresh start. I always say that with 9, you actually complete the series. That's the 9s, the highest single digit numbers. More than that isn't possible. 10 is basically just 1 plus 0. So with 10, it's already the completion. You are already closing it off if you haven't already done so, and you're actually starting fresh right away. You already know it then. So with 9, you actually complete the series. And yes. I can also imagine that you want to make decisions here about how things will move forward for you. 2 of Wands, that's also about the theme of decisions. We also have the 3 of Wands here. You're looking in a different direction. It's going to move in a new direction for you. So you're definitely closing something out completely here. Let's take a look further. The 2 of Pentacles. Yes, the Hierophant just jumped right out. Let's say the 9. The wands here at the bottom of the deck are also very interesting. My loves, what should I say about that? Here you still need to weigh things out. That's the theme. Making decisions. Where do you want to go? Weighing and prioritizing. For me, it's always about two. The pentacles always represent this. I have to weigh out what is more important to me. What should I decide on now? Where should I go from here? The journey continues, but I can't keep juggling with two pentacles all the time. I can't drive hands-free all the time. That means you can't juggle both things at the same time. So here you definitely need to weigh things out and make a decision. The Hierophant has also jumped out, which tells me here, let yourself be guided. Let it flow like the waterfall. Let it flow. Look where it leads you. What you long for, what you need in that moment as well. We got two more cards. I would actually like to take that one too, even though I didn't plan for it. The Hanged Man. In this deck, I'm actually taking a perspective shift here. I perceive a shift in perspective. By the way, I'm seeing the Cancer down there in the corner for the first time. I'm just thinking right now, the Hanged Man. What do we have here? The Death. So I have this feeling, Two of Pentacles. You ask yourself the question, you have this choice. Where do I want to go? What do I long for? What is my desire? What do I want in life? What do I want to achieve? Where do I want to go? And then, hey, something, I still need to change that, maybe look at things from a different perspective. With the Hanged Man, it can also always come down to the idea that you need to let go of something. That one, how do you say that? Can change their perspective and maybe see things more clearly because of it. And we have the Death card here, which represents change. That's the theme of letting go. Here you become aware that you need to let go of something, that you have to release something. Yes, that you need to let go of something or get away from something. Let's put it this way. You may still need to free yourself a little, but for me, that's not a bad thing. It might just not fit your current life anymore, or it won't fit anymore. And with Death, we have this big change here. The theme of letting go, a big transformation. Now is the time for new beginnings. So you will definitely be closing something completely here in March. And be ready for new things. Well, what should I say, my dear ones? To conclude 3 major arcana. The Chariot moves forward only with focus, focusing on your goals. Where do you want to go now? It's really, really important to set goals, weigh your focus, and then, as I said, make the decision accordingly. That's always a change that comes with it. And I also feel that at the beginning of the reading, we have the 8, the Wands. That's a fast energy, and the Chariot is also a fast energy. What this also tells me is that for some, it could be about moving or traveling. That you want to set out on this path. New goals, maybe. Maybe there are new goals that you want to tackle now. For one or another, underneath we have the 8 of Swords. There, where you are not yet yourself. That needs to change now. I need to take another look at the card. And I also have this feeling, only when we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So basically they are arrows. But here we have, because this is the Sword card, we have 5 swords, and the 5 of Swords is the most negative card in the Sword series. Then comes the 7 of Swords, but 5, the swords are already the most unpleasant card. Also, that you are somehow trapped there, from which you are now allowed to break free. And here are these 3 swords. And with the 3 of Swords, it's about healing old wounds, accepting that. And it could actually be that someone has rendered you powerless. Or you may have rendered yourself powerless, and now you are allowed to embrace change. That you now say, that's enough. With that, maybe you also need to speak a strong word to yourself and say, this far and no further. Now I'm moving in a different direction. I'm not allowing that anymore. I also don't want to be powerless here anymore. Or I also don't want to think about or believe in things that someone else might have drilled into me. These can also be old ways of thinking, old beliefs that might have been passed down from generation to generation. I cleverly came across something 2 nights ago. I somehow stumbled upon the video on YouTube. And I also heard that from decades or centuries ago that was passed down in the family. Let's say here the ancestors, the forebears passed it down and passed it down and passed it down. And at some point, maybe your great-grandma or great-grandpa passed that down to your grandma or grandpa, and then to your parents, and then to you. And that's just it. The question is whether you will continue with that, about beliefs that you actually don't understand at all, beliefs that you don't resonate with at all. And I've also decided for myself that I'm going to make a cut. I don't want to continue these old ways of thinking anymore. I have my own mind, my own understanding. For that reason, I have clearly decided for myself that there is definitely a limit for me up to here and no further. At a certain age, we can decide for ourselves what we want to do. Of course, we can think ahead and everything, but we can't act on our own. We can't decide for ourselves yet. That only develops over time. And here it's about, maybe for some people as well, yes, letting go, freeing yourself from it. For me, that's always a forced attitude. That's also a deficiency, and it's wrong. And you should recognize that here, new path. And I also have the feeling that you're going to close something here. You will completely close this off right from the start. And it could actually be that it's about the topic of ways of thinking. That you're going into change here. And there I separated the cards and we have the Tower. So that's definitely about breaking the old beliefs, breaking the old structures, freeing yourself from them. Okay, let's take a look further. I will now lay out another row of cards for you in the continuation. Then let's see what will be coming your way. We're drawing a power animal for you. Which power animal will accompany you in March? Then we'll draw soul messages for you. Then we'll also draw angel messages for you. What do the angels advise you? That could also be an answer to your question. And lastly, we're also drawing love messages down in the info box and also in the top comment. I'm looking forward to welcoming you there shortly. And to everyone else, I wish you a wonderful March. All the best until the next reading.